Show me the money. I need to feel you, Jerry. Show me the money. Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money. Show me the money.
All right, we're back with another episode of Out of State. Show me the spread Thursdays. You're here with Mike. Mike is back after being a Hall of Fame young alumni inductee. That's why he's wearing a suit now. He strictly wears suits after he got the young alumni thing. They told him if he wanted to get the regular alumni award, he had to start dressing the part. So, Mike, you look great. My picks were a lot worse than how you looked last week. How do you feel being a Hall of Famer?
Wait, you think I look bad?
No. I'm saying that you typically don't look as good as you do right now. Now, you're at least a solid 7, which is pretty high.
That's a really good compliment. Yeah, and I'm so sorry for not dressing the part like I normally do for the show. I've got an event after this, so we're zooming and booming straight to another alumni event right after this. But I'm excited. I was pretty happy that I.
What? I'm sorry. What was that? You were excited about what?
I was really, really excited now that you're dressing the part too, dude. NBA Jam with a suit, Blazer, dude.
Yeah, Harden and Westbrook. Harden's gone. Life is hard in Houston. Post Harden, Westbrook. Life is hard in LA with Westbrook. So post Westbrook in LA. So just for everybody to remember, at least this team made the playoffs. Their faces are actually above my nipples, so it's fine. It's normal.
Their mouths are right on your nipples.
I have nothing to say about that.
But speaking of mouths on nipples, let's talk about getting reamed hard last week.
Oh, I thought you
Thankfully,
were
what I was going to say
into babies. But I was
No. I got rocked like a baby last week, week 6. Yeah, I didn't get to come on the show, and I'm kind of glad I did because it probably would have been a bloodbath. Week 6 was a pretty disastrous week for, I believe, a lot of bettors. That was a pretty nasty slate that we had, and yeah, just a lot of upsets.
Surprisingly, it wasn't because a lot of favorites won, and I didn't realize that because I highlighted and took a lot of money on the 2 50-50 games, which were the Chargers game where they got absolutely embarrassed by Baltimore. I don't even know why they made the trip. They should have just stayed. It was disgusting. Justin Herbert, everything good I said about Justin Herbert, I take back. No, I'm kidding. I still think Herbert's a beast, but I think it just showed a lot of Lamar and what Baltimore is capable of. And Cleveland, the Cleveland-Arizona game, which I actually went back and watched, and it was a lot of Cleveland doesn't convert 2 4th downs. Baker Mayfield has 2 bad fumbles where they were getting a lot of pressure, and he starts running around and doing, because he is very elusive. He's like a poor man's Russell Wilson kind of in the pocket because of the size. Yeah. But then he holds the ball for too long and he gets stripped, and it was just bad. It's just one of those games where you can't overanalyze it and think that suddenly Arizona's the best team in football and Cleveland's like not a playoff team anymore. They're just a really beat up team, and they're playing this Thursday against Denver. So we'll change gears quick when we talk.
Well, I don't know if I would call it the Browns. I wouldn't say they're facing the Denver tonight or Thursday. Well, we're recording hours before the show starts, but yeah, I wouldn't say that they're the ones facing them because half that team is missing. It's looking pretty disastrous tonight.
Yeah, should we go with like the Cleveland Bro? Like they don't get the WNS. It's just the Cleveland Bro, which is a team I could get behind. I love using the word bro. The Cleveland Bro sounds great. I'll touch on it quick, even though no one's going to be able to hear these picks. I am going to tease the Broncos at plus 10.5 with the Packers, with the Chiefs. I just think those are 2 locked-in favorites, even though, as we're going to jump into this does feel like favorite Central Week 7 where we're going to have an underdog winner. I don't know who that's going to be, but let me kick it off a little bit. I'm going to start up. I'm going to go with 2 big, juicy teams who I just mentioned in my teaser. I'm going to go Chiefs-Packers parlay. You get them you get that together at minus 120. I get Aaron Rodgers, the bad man that is Aaron Rodgers, who has really bounced back from the New Orleans game where everyone had given up on the Packers and maybe Rodgers didn't train hard enough. Well, it took him a week to figure it out. He basically told all of Chicago that he owns them. I thought MJ still had stock in Chicago, but Aaron Rodgers, I guess, called MJ, told him he's going to take ownership of the team. He dominated them. And I think he does the same thing against Washington. Washington is 28th in DVOA on defense. They're 28th against the pass. You're facing Aaron Rodgers. That's just not a recipe for success. The game is in Lambeau. And then I have KC going to take on Tennessee. A little bit scarier of a game because Derrick Henry is not human. I didn't realize how great he really was. And now that we're in year 3 of this, of him being this dominant, he's the best running back I've seen since Adrian Peterson. He might honestly have to be on the top 5 list of running backs I've ever watched because some of the stuff he's doing at his size, just carrying Tennessee when Tannehill's not having a great game or A.J. Brown's not having a great game. He's been great, but Tennessee's defense is still terrible. They can't stop the pass. Last I checked, Patrick Mahomes still playing in Kansas City. So I do think it'll be a close game, but Tennessee just has a huge Monday night victory against Buffalo. I expect a letdown. They hurt my pocket on Monday. I'm hoping they don't do the same thing on Sunday. So give me Chiefs, Rodgers and Mahomes, parlay. Can't do better than that when you're talking about 2 offenses. So give me that for my first pick and TV timeout. All right, so first pick, once again, Chiefs, Packers. Who you got for pick 1?
So my first pick is going to be something similar where I take 2 teams money line just because I don't want to take, the Las Vegas Raiders on the spread. It's a 3-point spread. We've already seen how many times Mike has been killed by half a point or a point, especially by the Raiders. So I'm taking the Raiders with Tampa money line. I don't need to go into details about Tampa. Maybe at some point in the episode we will. I just love Tampa this week. I think Brady is hot, and I think that they're gonna hold up well against Chicago at home. So never mind Tampa, but we're gonna throw that in with the Raiders money line. Those 2 come out to -115. It avoids the 3-point spread, and ultimately I just love the Raiders at home. Once again, the coaching situation had everyone up in arms last week against the Broncos. Everyone was panicking. Take Denver, take Denver, take Denver. I told everybody, nah, Teddy Bridgewater.
Don't panic.
Exactly. And they handled business easily. They won by 10 points. Derek Carr balled out, 341 passing yards, 2 touchdown passes. Jalen Hurts still doesn't look good. I know they just came back from playing the Bucs, and that's a whole different level, a whole different spectrum. But now you're taking this pretty mediocre team, and like mediocre is actually a compliment for them, and you're taking them 3 time zones all the way to the West in Vegas back at home. Forget about the coaching situation. I mean, we saw how well they did last week. I like them to win this game outright. So Raiders money line, Tampa money line, -115 on FanDuel at least, and it should be just about the same across the board in all the books. Give me that.
I like it. I think that's a toss-up game, but I'm with you. I'm leaning Raiders. I did something similar with my next pick where I took a huge favorite with a team that's a light favorite. So I like your pick. I think the Bucs should handle business. I think the line in that Bucs game is kind of high. I even flirted with making Chicago one of my picks or one of my teaser picks, but I hate betting against Tom Brady. It always bites me in the ass, so I decided not to. So for my second pick, I took something right out of your playbook and what you just did. I have the Panthers money line against your New York Giants. Boz is going to be in town. We're going to Naples. We're going to be watching the game together. I have to bet the Panthers. If the Panthers don't win this game, honestly, if I'm them, just call the season. There's rumors now going around that we're looking at Deshaun Watson and we're really considering making that move.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. It's similar to the Ben Simmons thing, except it's different. But it's the same situation where it's just a big fucking question mark. You don't know if Deshaun Watson's going to play. Reminds me a lot of Greg Hardy. Worst situation, in my opinion, had a really big domestic abuse situation when he was in Carolina. They put him on the exempt list, didn't play him all year, so he wasn't suspended. He signs with the Cowboys in the offseason. The second he signs with Dallas, they suspend him for 8 games. So I just have a hard time believing that Deshaun Watson, with 20 allegations, is going to be traded and just like, oh, yeah, man, you can play. There's a reason Houston wasn't playing him. So it's kind of a weird dynamic, but Sam Darnold is going to fucking get me triple the amount of fucking grades I have in my head. We can't hold on to the football. Shaq Thompson, we need him back badly at middle linebacker. I hope we get Stephon Gilmore. But the Giants suck. Let's be clear. Let's be honest. Even though Daniel Jones has been better this year, you have no Andrew Thomas this week. Who's your left tackle? I think our pass rush is still good enough to get to the Giants. And like I said, this is a kitchen sink game for Carolina. You've lost 3 in a row. Your schedule is going to get a lot harder. The Giants season is essentially over at this point. Let's just put a nail in that coffin. Let's let them tank to take whatever hot young quarterback they might want in next year's draft, or maybe start building up the asset that they can flip for more picks because they clearly need more talent on that team as a whole. And I'm going to parlay them with the Los Angeles Rams, who are minus 1,000 against the Lions. That'll drop it down to minus 125. Panthers, Rams, 2-team parlay. That will be pick number 2. Who do you got for your pick number 2? Sorry, I went against your Giants, but
no. Oh, dude, no, I totally understand. There's a part of me that wants to, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking do it, ladies and gentlemen. I was looking at the slate, thinking how disgusting it looks. I got to bet on some really bad teams, or just go crazy with some really nasty spreads. I might go into that a little later with my third pick. But I thought about the fact that Raj and Mike, our favorite teams, are going against each other. And I had a feeling, I said, I'm going to wait till the episode airs.
Yes.
Until we record. I'm going to go Giants plus 3.5. Now, on some books, you're seeing them at plus 2.5. On Barstool, you can get Giants plus 3.5 at minus 129. I'm going to take it by itself. Look at that. Look at that. Holy shit. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
The vintage, what I grew up, Giants.
Look at that.
I've used a lot of my
Lawrence Taylor.
Today. I'm out of props now. So you got the Giants. You're taking the plus. Take the plus 3.5. Buy the hook, for the love of God. We could both win if you buy the hook.
That's what I'm hoping for. Initially, I wasn't going to go money line. I do like the Giants at home, even though we just saw ourselves get crushed. My mom went to that game. Oh, look at that. Looks so beautiful. And it matches the pillow, your neck pillow for the plane. My mom went in person. I unfortunately couldn't go. She invited me to go. I gave her
You fortunately couldn't go.
I wanted to go for the experience, just enjoy MetLife with her. But I told her, hey, Mom, I can't go, but I want to let you know, don't expect a victory. They're going against the Rams. Oh, who are the Rams? Well, Mom, you're going to find out soon enough. And there you go. You see this disastrous.
The Giants got rammed by the Rams.
By the Rams at MetLife. None whatsoever. They started picking it up in the second half. I do think that Danny Dumps will turn into Danny Dimes this time around and hold up well against the Panthers. You're giving me a home dog, and it's my quarterback. It's my team. I am saying he is my quarterback. I'm going to go plus 3.5, minus 129 on Barstool. If you want to take that with anything else. Hey,
take it with the Rams money line. Rams money line.
Oh,
the Rams
yeah,
are not
absolutely.
losing to the Lions.
They're not.
It at least drops it down to like minus 109, minus 110. Might as well save the $20 in juice. You might lose the bet either way, so you might as well save the $20. I'm being a nice guy, giving you good ideas.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But that's what I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Giants plus 3.5. Rogers taking Panthers money line. Hey, you never know.
You never know, baby. We're pitted against each other for the first time. Suit and button down versus suit and NBA jams. So for my third pick, you choose, okay? I either have Colts plus 4.5 at San Francisco, or Colts plus 7.5 with over 46.5 in Chiefs Titans. So I buy it up 3 more points, and I think Chiefs Titans might be like 65 to 68. We might get like a bad NBA third quarter score in that game just because I expect that many points in that battle. So that's where I'm thinking. What do you pick between the two?
I'm going to tell you to take the second because I have the Chiefs and Titans over in my teaser, and which brings it down to that 47 points, 46.5.
Yep, exactly what I did.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think Derrick Henry is going to – we'll talk about that in a little bit when I get to my teaser. But I do like giving Carson Wentz and the Colts 7.5 points. I think we might get an injured Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback on Sunday. I don't know if that's –
Is that the rumor? Is Jimmy G
That's the rumor.
This week?
There's a chance, yeah. I was reading that online. There's a chance Trey Lance might not start. He might get back in there if Jimmy's not looking good. But that's what I was reading. And if we do get that, then I do think that Carson Wentz, yeah, they had a great game last week against the Texans. That's not saying much, but they looked a lot better than they did the week before. He's starting to fire up on all cylinders. I know you said, I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, Tyler Lockett would be out, and you're like, well, who cares? Tyler Lockett's back on Sunday. I know you might say, well, who cares? But still, you're going to give Carson Wentz the best offensive weapons that he can possibly have. He's improving little by little.
You meant T.Y. Hilton, maybe?
Dude, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, you've been working hard, dude. You're a young alumni, fucking Hall of Famer. You're allowed to make mistakes now.
T.Y. Hilton, he's back. He's coming back on Sunday. T.Y. Hilton's coming back
baby.
on Sunday. And I think that they should be able to hold up plus 7.5. I even liked plus 4.5, but we both know those numbers just aren't no. So take the plus 7.5 with the over in the Chiefs game. I do like that a lot.
All right, great. Yeah, and I just think the Colts. I read a few trends that were favoring the Colts in this matchup. I don't love the Jimmy G thing. Jimmy G being back scares me a little bit, to be honest, because he is visibly better than Trey Lance. But they also might be without Trent Williams, who's their starting left tackle. So I just think it's a game the Colts keep close. Who is your third pick?
Okay, this one's gross. And just as one last point, I don't think the Niners have looked that good this season. So,
well, they've been missing. They're like literally the most or second most injured roster in the NFL. So I think the injuries, the fact they lost their 2 or 3 starting running backs right away, Jimmy G missed a bunch of games. Like the Niners have had excuses for why they've been bad. I think they win this week. I just think it's a really close game.
I'm also like sick. This is week 7. I'm like 7 for 7 on confusing the names of players. With the same first letter in their names.
You're 30 already. It happens.
No, at this point, I kind of want to. I hope that I keep going with it. My last pick. Okay, I'm just going ambitious here because, like I said, we have a disgusting slate on Sunday.
Disgusting.
This stuff is all gross. So I'm going for a good story because Roger knows how much I love stories. The only place that I could, yeah, too much. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to take the Rams spread. Now, the best site that I found the spread offer is on DraftKings at minus 15.5. I'm going to wait till it goes down. Hopefully, it's not going up and up and up.
It's not going to go down.
Yeah. So I might
it's going to stay at above 14.5. So if you are going to be that ambitious, I would say buy it down to
what I'm going to do is
maybe take it with something else. Maybe take it with Packers money line.
I found it already. Ready? So I'm going to take Rams minus 13.5. I was going to go 14 for the better value, but 13.5 is not that far off. Minus 13.5, which is minus 145. And I'm going to throw in there. I'm not going to double down on Tampa, but folks, if you're listening, you might as well go ahead and do it because I don't see Tampa losing, but I'll go Packers. I will go Packers.
That'll make it plus money probably.
Yes. So the two together on DraftKings. Rams minus 13.5, Packers money line plus 108. There you go. You're good. You've got plus odds in there.
Heartbreaks, baby. That's what I'm all about.
As you can imagine, Roger, I mentioned story. Dude, it's great. You've got Sean McVay against his former quarterback. You've got Matt Stafford against his former team. I mean, dude, it's written in the stars for you. And obviously some folks might think, oh, well, can't you make the case that Jared Goff is going to go off? No, my friend. No, I don't see it happening at all.
McVay knows Goff, I think, better than Goff knows Goff.
Yeah. And he's gonna give it to him. I think he's gonna give it to him. I think you'll have
in a totally non-sexual way, but I do agree that he is going to give it to him the entire game.
With
Aaron Donald might do something to Jared Goff that's not allowed in some countries.
Yeah,
because I expect Aaron Donald to just fucking destroy that team all game.
And I could see Matt Stafford going to Aaron Donald and being like, listen, these guys allowed me to get so fucked up over the years. I need you to fuck him up right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love it. I do love them covering a big spread. Yeah, the line has gotten really gross, but I'm going in for fun on this one. I want to see the Rams crush them. I want to see Matt Stafford crush them. Rams minus 13.5, Packers money line on DraftKings plus 108. Give it to me.
Beautiful. I love it. I think it's a good play. I actually toyed with taking the Rams plus 9.5 in one of my bets. I opted against it. I can't believe I took 2-team parlays this week. That's not like me. But after 2 consecutive weeks of 1 and 2, you got to readjust. You got to adjust. That's what all great coaches do. That's what all great gamblers do. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. So for my teaser, I've gone back and forth here. I'm going to let you pick my last leg. You know, I like to do stuff like that. So for my first leg, I am going to go Seahawks Monday night plus 14.5.
Okay.
I just think it's too many points. I think Pittsburgh and Seattle are pretty even teams. The game is still in Seattle. I don't even think that this version of Big Ben is
Pittsburgh. That was last week. See, we all make mistakes.
God damn it.
Mistake.
God damn it. That just
it's
happened.
not just me.
That
It's not
Sunday
just me.
night.
Yeah.
So they are. God damn it.
It's not just me.
They are now playing Monday night. They are taking on the Aints, led by Jameis Winston. And same thing. I think Jameis Winston and Geno Smith, there's not a big gap. I think Jameis is better, but I don't think Geno was terrible last week. and I'm getting 2 touchdowns. So I think 14.5. It's in Seattle. This really is a do or die game for Seattle. If they lose this game, even if they get back Russell Wilson, it's going to be almost an insurmountable comeback. So give me the Seahawks at plus 14.5. I'm going to take the Bengals at plus 16.5 against Baltimore. Same thing. That's a lot of points. 6.5. I'm getting it up to 2 touchdowns, almost 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Baltimore has kind of been a good average. So I think they're due the average. They had their dominant win last week against LA. And for my third pick, you choose, because I'm going to be double dipping. Either KC plus 5.5 or Green Bay plus 3.5. I'm leaning Green Bay plus 3.5. What do you think?
Green Bay plus 3.5. Yeah, against Washington, absolutely.
I just think the reason why we already talked about the DVOA stuff, but Green Bay has just been dominant. I believe they're 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 October games. I read that somewhere. And Washington just hasn't looked apart top to bottom. Antonio Gibson wasn't 100%. Curtis Samuel, who was a big offseason acquisition, hasn't been able to do much. And they were supposed to be carried by their defense. And their defense is 28th, once again, 28th in DVOA, which is the 4th worst in the NFL, or the 5th worst in the NFL. That is not where you want to be when you're facing Aaron Rodgers and his hot offense. So give me Green Bay plus 3.5, Seahawks plus 14.5, Bengals plus 16.5, 14.5, however you want to create it. That's my teaser for this week. We look to rally after 2 losses in a row because the Chargers just hate me. So who do you got for your 3-team teaser?
My 3-team teaser is a spread and two over-unders. So I'm going to start off with Bengals plus 16.5. I'm on that same boat with you.
Woo, let's go.
I do think Joe Burrow's been looking good. Their defense is really good too. And yeah, I think that the line that we have right now at 6.5 is kind of an overreaction to what we've been seeing from the Ravens. I'm not going to write them off. They are looking great. They're off to a really hot start, but I can totally see the Bengals covering the normal spread plus 6.5.
I agree.
But I'm going to go with the 16.5. I'm taking the over on the Chiefs and Titans game, like I mentioned. So it'll be, yes, sir. So it'll be over 47 points. This is on Barstool, by the way. So over 47 points. I think it's going to be a great shootout. I mentioned Derrick Henry. He gets through these defenses, and I think he's going to get through Kansas City's defense easily. But at the same time, Pat Mahomes shaking off this rust that just doesn't seem to be going away. I think he just needs to excommunicate his brother and fiance or wife, whatever she is at this point right now, and just get back to his normal ways. I do see the Chiefs winning, but either way, a shootout over 47 points. And my last leg in my 3-leg teaser is going to be the under in the Texans-Cardinals game, giving me under 57.5. Crazy, I know, but the reason why I'm doing this is because the Texans have not been able to score points against teams that are a lot more dominant than them. I mean, they only scored 3 points against the Colts. So I see the same thing happening with Arizona. Kyler Murray and his offensive weapons doing what they need to do to win this game outright, possibly cover their spread. The spread was way too big for me to take or even put in a teaser. Yeah. And even to put in a teaser, like I wouldn't want to put a fucking 7.5 point spread on a teaser. Yeah. So give me under 57.5 points, where the majority of the points, 30, maybe even 40 points coming from the Cardinals, but not much coming from the Texans. They're under in a teaser sense of adding 10 points to the under has hit consistently since the season started. So I'm taking that. Again, Bengals plus 16.5, over 47 points in the Chiefs-Titans game, under 57.5 in the Texans-Cardinals game.
Cool. And I'll give you some over stuff for the Titans too. Over is 8-1 in the Titans' last 9 games as an underdog. Over is 6-1 in the last 7 games as a home underdog. So similar stats, but still the games have been going over. The Chiefs haven't been able to stop a nosebleed this year. So I think that's definitely the right way to look at it. So I like the teaser. Give it to me one more time.
Bengals plus 16.5, over 47 flat in the Chiefs-Titans game, under 57.5 in the Texans-Cardinals game. This is on Barstool Sportsbook.
So we'll go right into it. Game of the week. I think it was debatable between Bengals at Ravens and KC at Tennessee. I think we covered KC at Tennessee enough, and I think it's going to be a matter of time of possession with Derrick Henry versus KC's high-powered offense. Can the Titans consistently get touchdowns and keep Pat Mahomes off the field? My guess is he has another big game, but the Chiefs do enough to win. Maybe not cover, but I think it's like a 70-point, maybe like a 38-34 Chiefs victory. But let's talk about Bengals at Ravens. So you have the Bengals, who have been interesting to say the least this year. They had the really bad game against Chicago, which both of us backdoor covered on. But since then, they've looked like a great team. Should have beaten Green Bay in overtime that last game against Aaron Rodgers, where Cincinnati looked very good. Jamar Chase, favorite now for Rookie of the Year. Their defense, top 7 in DVOA. So I just think with how good their defense has looked, how good that receiving core has looked, and the Ravens coming off such an emotional, big, dominant performance, I can just see Cincinnati keeping this game close. So if you ask me what way I'm going, I'm probably going Cincinnati plus 6.5 at Baltimore. Sure, Lamar Jackson in that top 3, top 4 for the MVP discussion. I just think the points are too many, so I'm going to go with the dog. Too many favorites won last week. They were 8-4. I think we see the pendulum switch back to the underdogs this week.
Yeah, I'm going to lean with you on taking the Bengals and focusing on the Bengals-Ravens game being the game of the week. I do think that the attention on the Titans is a little bit of an overreaction. Granted, they beat the Bills. A team that we've been so hot on this season, and Josh Allen especially.
They're still a top 5 team. Top 5 team. The Bills just couldn't score in the red zone. Settled for too many field goals, and
that 1 yard rush.
That 4th and 1 where Josh Allen slips because he takes that step back. You're 6'5". Do what you did with Cam and just blast right up the middle. Hike, go right up the gut. All you gotta do is extend for a yard. I also think he kind of got a crappy spot, but a lot of people didn't agree with me there, so I must have been looking through my gambling goggles and my body.
No, it looked like a legitimate slip. I couldn't believe it. Like you saw it right then.
I'm talking about the play before. I thought on that jump he got the first down. They said he was half a yard short. I thought that was a little questionable, but you should get half a yard if you're Josh Allen and you're supposed to be the modern day or the replacement for what Cam Newton was. So he should have gotten that first down.
Speaking of Cam Newton, all these quarterback positions that are up in the air right now, by all, I mean, they're very few, but still there are quarterback positions up in the air right now. And a lot of talk on who can take these franchises to the next level where they need to go. Do you see Cam getting a job anytime soon?
I think it was groundbreaking news that it came out Monday morning that he got vaccinated. Cam wasn't vaccinated. That was probably the biggest thing holding him back. But it might be too little too late. We're in week 7. Which one of these teams, if you were Seattle, that would have been the move to make right away. Because Geno's okay, but I think Cam is better. Other than that, what is Washington, Ron Rivera's old team? Are they a quarterback away from making the playoffs? Probably not. So why bring Cam in? And essentially, if they did bring Cam in, they would have the same quarterback room we had our last year in Carolina, which was Kyle Allen, Taylor Heineke, Cam Newton, which would be crazy. But I would love to see him get back into the league. I think it'll be next year. I don't think it'll be this year, unless we have a team have a major injury where they think they are a quarterback away from a playoff run. Then maybe you give Cam a flyer and see how much he has left in the tank, since he hasn't had to take hits or use that arm the way he would in a normal season. So maybe he's a little more fresh.
Sure. Okay. Any props standing out to you this weekend?
I'm not going to lie. I haven't done deep prop dives. Oh, by the way, I found the stat I was looking at. Washington 1-5 against the spread last 6 games following a loss. Green Bay 4-0 against the spread last 4 October games. But if honestly, let's not even finish this off with football. We got like 5 minutes. Let's do a little basketball. So we got Ben Simmons officially now went to practice, has back tightness, lower back tightness.
You think he made that up?
Huh?
You think he made that up?
I think there is a 110% chance he made that up.
Yeah.
I think he's being a little bitch, honestly. Yeah. I think Ben Simmons has kind of had this stigma. I didn't like him coming out of college because of the whole LSU thing. He didn't want to play in the SEC tournament, if I'm remembering correctly. They ended up not making the tournament. And now you're seeing it in Philly, where the Jimmy Butler rumor, where he didn't want Jimmy there because he wanted to be the playmaker. Well, then make fucking plays if you want to be the playmaker. How are you going to run one guy out of town and you don't dunk it when you're a foot away from the basket? And I just think I thought Jason Kelsey, Travis Kelsey's brother on the Eagles, had an unbelievable rant about accountability.
Yeah.
This guy's been handheld his whole life. You need to be accountable for sucking in the playoffs. That is arguably the worst performance by a former #1 pick in a playoff series I have ever seen in my life from somebody who is supposed to be in their prime or close to their prime. So if I think he fucked with the wrong GM and the wrong owner, because Daryl Morey has balls and he is one of the 5 owners, including Pat Riley, Masai Ujiri, Danny Ainge, who was going to tell Ben Simmons, oh, you have leverage? You have a 4-year contract and you haven't done dick. You're not Anthony Davis. You're not James Harden. So sit your ass at home, go find your 7th ex-girlfriend and keep not shooting because you clearly haven't learned how to shoot. You know how to shoot your shot at bitches.
Suck.
You don't know how to shoot your shot at a basketball game. So work on that shot, work less on the other one because they drop you or you drop them anyways. So what's the point? Learn to do what's supposed to make you money and go play basketball, dude. Like, just go play basketball and stop bitching and whining. Stop doing the Rich Paul thing. I know it's partly his agency, but I just hate how he's handled this. And I think he's fucking with the wrong GM. I'll repeat that again. He is fucking with the wrong GM, the wrong head coach. Joel Embiid has been sick of Ben Simmons for 3 years already. Who the fuck can blame him?
Yeah, man, incredible.
Gotta love that the NBA is back, though. And I'm wearing this Washington shirt because we suck. We might win 20 games this year, but it was nice to have this guy on my team. This guy had his moments, but not so much.
Good times, good times. Yeah, tough first game for the Rockets. No, I really liked Kelsey's quote today where he said, what was it? It was like, do better and the city will love you. And I was just like, damn, do better. Like, he even went as far as saying, like, you got to make your free throws, work hard, take accountability. I'm like, yeah, damn.
Accountability, bro. Too many people. It's going to be like, this isn't a sports thing, but it's a life thing. People don't want to be held accountable for their mistakes. You make a mistake, own up to your mistake, and people will respect you more. Don't do the BS of like, no, well, there was this and there was this and somebody was open and Philly's too hard on me. And I'm like, stop it. Just be accountable. I wasn't good enough. I sucked in the playoffs. That's what you should say. I sucked. I was terrible. It is a disgrace that I don't know how to shoot a basketball 5 years into my time in the NBA as a guard. Like, just say that. Go play for Australia. Go win a bronze medal. Go learn something. Stop sticking to your little bitch-ass bubble and complaining. It's annoying.
You know who was bad? You know who was bad in the playoffs and looked pretty good in their opening night?
Who?
Julius Randle. Knicks. How about that, huh?
Oh, yeah, Julius Randle. I think it was too much for him, but impressive. Double overtime. Jaylen Brown, career high. Looked unbelievable on a night that Tatum couldn't find it. Yeah. Impressive by Jaylen Brown.
What was that? That was Jaylen Brown had, I think, maybe the 6th highest points scored in a season debut, in a season opener.
I didn't see the number. I didn't see the number, but I know it was
high up there.
High for him.
Yeah. Oh, it was a career high altogether for him. Yeah. No, while the game was happening, they were talking about how he's very, very close to hitting the top. I think it was like the top 6. And you had obviously like in that list, like Will Chamberlain, Michael Jordan. There were a bunch of high numbers in there that were in the 50s, and he was already in the 40s. And this is in the first period of overtime.
Oh yeah, he went off. So we'll finish it off with this just because I know you got an actual meeting to go to. That's why you're in a suit, not because you wanted to look fancy for the podcast. I'm going to give a quick rundown to the people, for the masses, of my over-unders for basketball with no explanation. I'm just going to give you what I took. So I have over 43.5 for the New York Knicks, under 43.5 for the Indiana Pacers, over 53.5 for the Milwaukee Bucks, under 24.5 for the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
Over 43.5 for the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Under 38.5 for the New Orleans Pelicans, and extremely overweight Zion Williamson. At least that's what I think the Pelicans are going to be pretty bad. And I think that's going to be a situation to monitor moving forward. Zion in New Orleans for the next couple of years. You saw how good Lonzo didn't have a great game in Chicago, but he looked good. And you see that, and you're just like, how do you let that guy go for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And what you got Devontae Graham, like that's just, I don't know, man. I think the Pelicans are in a weird spot. I love the under. Obviously, you can't take any of these anymore. My dark horse finals pick, Denver Nuggets, because when Jamal Murray comes back, I do think that is a top 3 team in the West. And I think we saw pretty quickly it might not work in LA as great as we thought it did. And there might be friction in Phoenix after DeAndre Ayton does not sign his max because Robert Sarver is a stingy bitch. So
how did Ayton do last night?
Very good. He did ball yesterday. I don't know his exact stat line, but I remember seeing the box score, and he did in fact ball out. So he did look good.
Most importantly, Mike took Nikola Jokic.
Fire yesterday.
Yeah, Mike took Nikola Jokic first basket. It's typically automatic, but hey, most important thing to talk about is you were saying you have the over for the Nuggets, or I don't know, you have the over for the Nuggets?
No,
you have them to go in the championship. And hey, look at them last night, off to a hot start without Jamal Murray. How long do you think we're going to be without Jamal Murray for?
Definitely after the All-Star break. So I'm going to say February, March.
Okay.
But that is it. But my thing is Jamal Murray has chemistry with that entire roster.
Of course.
There's no new piece. Mm-hmm. So if Jamal Murray comes back and you get him for 2 months and Jokic is playing at this level and MPJ takes a leap, Aaron Gordon gets more comfortable, Will Barton is back, Austin Rivers, Campazzo, I believe Monte Morris is still in Denver. Am I right about that?
Facundo's still here too,
Monte Morris, yeah, bro. We got everybody. Facundo is still fucking out here, man. It's amazing.
Yeah. Do they still have what's his name? Aaron Gordon?
Yeah, I just mentioned him. Aaron Gordon. He should be more built in. And Will Barton, who was very injured last year, had 26 and 5. So love the Nuggets. And also, if Kyrie can't fucking figure out getting vaccinated, the Bucks might fucking run away with the East, honestly. If they don't, I still kind of lean Nets. We saw what happened last year. Kevin Durant literally like 6 inches of his foot away from hitting, not even 6 inches, 2 inches.
6 centimeters.
6 centimeters
of his foot,
from hitting a game-winning shot in game 7 that would have put them away. So can't wait though, man. NBA is back week 7 in the NFL, and the Red Sox are crumbling and falling apart. I'm gonna go cry. I avoided till right now to mention that because
live is that happening right now?
No. But they're down 3-2 and they just keep blowing games. So at this point, I fell in love with this team in 3 weeks, and now they're gonna make me miserable, and I have to look forward to my crippling, awful, maybe 23-1 Houston Rockets and my Panthers that forgot how to play football. So life is hard, life is hard for Guerrita.
What's happening?
Very hard for Guerrita.
What's happening with McCaffrey?
I don't know. You got to ask him because I have no fucking idea. He keeps missing games. Apparently, he's not back from his hamstring. He's supposed to be back in 2 weeks. I need to shave my mustache too because I have like an itch right here that does not go away. I feel like I've rubbed the outside of my nose. It is not a Miami thing. I promise.
When the hair gets too long, you get some discomfort. I'm with you. That's why I got a fresh cut today.
Yo, dude, you look fucking sharp, dude. Why do you gotta lick your lips, dude? Like you're not Drake. You're not in the Too Sexy video, okay? I am. Woo! What?
I'm too sexy for this podcast, bitch.
Yeah, bro. I saw him. Future came out for the J. Cole show. That was amazing. But
we could do a music episode one day. I know, but I'm having such a good time.
I know, but what time? You had to be there at 6:30?
Yeah, it's about 15 mints away from here. Hopefully I find parking fast, but I'm having such a good time on the episode. We should do a music episode one day.
Well, we gotta do a top 5 favorite rappers, which we kind of went through that once. We did the list of like the 5 rappers. If you couldn't hear another artist for the rest of your life, who would be the 5 rappers you would choose? We'll do that next week. And we haven't done the gambling stories yet. So
no, we haven't.
We have not done the gambling stories. Did you have any fun prop or anything you took for the NBA?
No, for the NBA. Well, yeah, I am doing a fun first basket parlay tonight. Oh, but you mean like for the season in general?
Yeah, for the season in general.
No, I didn't lock in anything in time. It was a crazy busy week last week. I wasn't focused.
You had to take a lot of action for Big Rod. So
and for me, and you know what? And for me, I get to enjoy the thrill of celebrating your victories when you hit on these things.
Dude, I hope we get to celebrate that together soon because I'm starting to forget what victories are like. and I'm only getting them from you via text.
It's just been
As I lose all my action, I just have text from Mike. Hey, I hit this one. Hey, I hit this one. It's like, hey, you suck at gambling. This is actually what you're supposed to do. So it just felt like somebody just like, I was like doing something else. And then I would look down and just felt like somebody just fucking slapped me in the face every time. And I was like, oh, I suck. I got it. The Blazers can't beat the fucking Kings. I got it.
Oh, I got fucked by the Blazers last night. Dame was cold. Dame was cold.
You could have gone perfect.
If I could have gone perfect if I wouldn't have taken the Blazers. Dame was cold last night. Dame was cold.
Dame was cold. Usually he's ice cold, but yesterday he was just cold. Who was your favorite? Because of Perfect, the game that I always think about is Street Fighter. Who was your favorite Street Fighter character?
No, I was a Mortal Kombat guy.
So you don't even know who played Street Fighter.
Ryu, that's all I know.
Oh, Ken. I like Ken with the blonde hair, who would be the other ninja, and him
and
Ryu had the same moves.
Mm-hmm.
No, not and they had the Hadouken. You know.
No, I love my Mortal Kombat
because they have the Mortal Kombat one. I would totally get Street Fighter, Ken, and Ryu. I think that'd be a dope shirt.
Yeah,
collection.
You see all those games, at Yestercades here where we did my birthday. Kevin and Ricky came out to that with Liv, and it's a bunch of old school games. I mean, we were even playing. You have the arcade games, but we were also playing on a big screen TV, GoldenEye, which was really awesome.
That's awesome. That must have been like a blast from the past.
Dude, I thought I was 7 again. It was so freaking cool. It was awesome.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Hopefully our picks are amazing too, because we've been cold on the podcast. Even though you were hot in the NBA, we have been cold in the podcast. And that's not what we do. We like to give winners. So I'm hoping this week we can give winners. Quick recap. I have Panthers and Rams, moneyline parlay, -125. I have KC and Green Bay, both moneyline. And I have the Colts +7.5 parlayed with over 46.5 for Titans Chiefs. None of them are straight, but right now, the way I have been gambling, I thought I'd switch it up and do 3 2-game parlays as my picks. My teaser is Chiefs. I'm sorry, not Chiefs. We decided we're going to go with Packers. Packers +3.5. Seahawks +14.5 on Monday night against the Saints, not the Steelers. That's who they just played. And the Bengals +16.5, as does Mike, taking on the Baltimore Ravens. For the game of the week, I am also leaning Bengals in a close one, but that is not one of my key picks. That is going to be a tough game to pick. Who do you got, Mike?
All right, my first pick is Raiders money line with Tampa money line -115, pretty much all across the board. My second pick is Giants +3.5. You're going to have to buy the hook, buy the half point anywhere you get it, +3.5. And my last pick is Rams -13.5 with Packers money line. That comes out to +108 on DraftKings.
108s and heartbreaks. That's what we're
108s and heartbreaks. Yep. My teaser, Bengals +16.5 with Roger. Chiefs and Titans over 47, and Texans Cardinals under 57.5. 10-point teaser on Barstool Sportsbook. We're ready. We're ready for Sunday.
We're ready, baby. We're ready for Sunday. We're ready for some football tonight. Love the Broncos. The Browns are, like we said, they're the Cleveland Bros tonight. They're missing their entire football team. So they only get 3 of the 6 letters that they typically have in there. No, we're taking away 2 letters. So they get 3 of the 5 letters on their typical name, which I think is pretty fair. And yeah, man, hopefully the Red Sox can piece this together. We probably won't see you until the Red Sox series is over. So if you like me and you like the podcast, root for the Red Sox.
Root for the Red Sox.
Unless you're from New York, then you probably are drinking every second of this and loving it. Even though nobody likes the Astros. So nobody's fucking rooting for the Astros. Like even New York fans, the Astros took a title from you with their cheating. Root for Boston. Come to the side. Come to the dark side. It's cool.
I remember that. It was October 2019. I remember that. I was at a bar watching in New York. Yeah.
All 2019. Yeah, they were cheating all 2019.
Yeah.
All summer 19. No, well, it's not summer. Yeah. All fall 19.
Yeah.
No, shout out Drake.
And we got Joe Kelly on the mound tonight for the Dodgers, and that immediately makes me think of when he faced when the Dodgers played the Astros last year, and he had those like 3 hits. He just launched the balls at the players, and he did the whole. It was so good.
Joe Kelly was a Red Sox guy. I love Joe Kelly. I love his edge. He's a little erratic, so I'm scared because I have some money on the Dodgers. But I do expect this series to get to Game 6. So We'll see, man. I'm paying attention to baseball for the first time this year. We got football, we got basketball. Soon we won't have baseball, and it'll be a football and basketball type of life for the next 6 months. So I cannot fucking wait.
Don't be surprised. No, actually, be very surprised if Roger and I get even desperate enough to throw hockey picks on here. I'd be really surprised. But at the same time,
I would be shocked. I will bet on hockey this year. It just won't be on the podcast.
It just won't be on the podcast. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm a degenerate, Mike. We know this. We're degenerates. I told you, you've been upgraded to level 6 degenerate. The table tennis,
Russian table tennis,
and the DraftKings craps is getting you closer to level 7 degenerate. But you're still locked in at 6. But you have a lot of room for growth.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine not what Enterprise told us, not actually showed us.
Yeah. I've learned over the last 3 days to stop winning my sports bets and throwing them all on DraftKings craps and losing it all completely and just kind of convincing myself that it was worth doing. I stopped today. I stopped today.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud. So it's not worth the rush is what you're saying.
Yeah, no. Today I made about 45 on DraftKings craps. And the minute
45K?
No, I wish $45. And the minute I crapped out, I said, that's it. Stop. Because this is how it happens.
I'm waiting for craps. It was supposed to be in Miami already. I think they're saying now November 15th, the Seminole might come up with something. So we'll see. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm rooting for it. I'm waiting for it. I'm hoping for it. So we'll see if that happens. But great job today. Great to see you. Awesome job. Young alumni, Hall of Fame. Hopefully you keep giving us winners and you can make the sports gambling Hall of Fame, but you are a long fucking way away from that. I need a lot more degeneracy, maybe a little South Korean basketball, and we'll see if we can get you there.
I got you, dude. I got you.
I know you know how to do it.
Korean baseball, 5 a.m, nothing better.
I think that was only pandemic stuff because that was literally the only sport, and ESPN was like, we're going to pick. The pandemic was so crazy that ESPN was like, we're going to pick up South Korean baseball.
Yeah, they did. And they did.
Japanese baseball, right? Or was it Korean? No, I think it was South Korean, right?
It was Korean, yeah.
Because did your stepdad get into it at all? Or?
So that's the thing. The reason why I remember it was Korean was because some of the towns sounded familiar because they were towns that my stepdad would talk about. But yeah, I would mention it to him. I'd be like, oh, the what was it? Like the oh my God, the Busan ducks.
Szechuan is a type of chicken they give you when you go to the places.
I was like, Vin, the Busan ducks. What do you think of them? And he was like, what? Like, how do you know about the Busan ducks? And I was like, and he's like, are you doing that thing again that we told you not to do? Stop gambling, Mike. Stop gambling. Busan ducks. No.
You're like, wait. You're telling me you don't like them plus 1.5? Because that's going to fuck up my week. Because if not, me and Lily can't pay rent. You understand? How much we took on the ducks? We even ordered duck tonight to celebrate.
Oh my God, dude, this was awesome. I gotta get going. I'm late.
Get the fuck out of here.
I really do.
Kill you. And then I'm not gonna have a reason to go to Jersey for my birthday next year.
Dude,
okay?
Dude, get ready.
I'm so ready, dude. I'm so ready. All right. Hey, great job out there. All right. Great suit, dude. We gotta start doing this every week.
If we hit on everything, we know what the formula is.
Facts. Big facts. I'm gonna put on a fucking iced out rollie. Tell Robbie to get me one. I got a jeweler.
Suit jackets and cocktails, baby.
That's it though. I'm supposed to go to the gym after this, so I gotta lock in.
Yeah, go for it, dude.
I'll sweat it out, brother. All right, dude.
All right, my brother. I will. And even if I'm a few minutes late, it's Lily's event. It's not even mine, so she's lucky I'm even showing up.
Oh.
Seriously, I'm so mad. Like, I was supposed to be in Boston tonight for a reunion, and it got canceled. It got postponed to next month. So as soon as I mentioned it, she was like, "Oh, October 21st, you can come to our president's reception." I was like, "Motherfucker! I should have just like lied and said I was in Boston anyway."
And then just come to Miami.
Yeah, it just come to Miami.
Oz is gonna be here this weekend. You could have came up to Robbie's,
dude. Oh man, now that you mention it, now I just got depressed.
When are you coming to Miami?
February at least.
Sneak in like a weekend trip, dude. She won't even know.
Yeah.
Starts for prep.
Yeah.
I know that's a hard sell. You're engaged now. It's not the same like when you were like dating.
Yeah.
Don't bet money you don't have, unless you feel really good about it. Right. Then
maybe it's okay.
That's good life advice, Raj.
Sanity ain't going my pace today. I can't even recall being these ways. To be honest, moving forward's all I'm seeing.